Hello YouTube, welcome back to Divinity Dragon Commander. When we last left off, we had an awesome fight, and now we're back in the Raven. And let's see what Edmund's up to.
What a sorry excuse for a general Henry is. Drunk as a dwarf again, going on and on about his lost arm. The more liquor disappears down his throat, the more he can still feel it. Wish he had a phantom tongue instead of a phantom limb. The place would be so much quieter.
I love you, Edmund. Some people at the pub want to talk to me. Catherine?
Under my rule, you'd be given the Cross of Bravery for that last action, Commander. Well done.
Thank you. It was a huge fight, and I did very well. How do you think the war is going?
So-so. Steady as she goes and all that. Don't lose your nerve and plan ahead. Know when to be bold and when to take a step back.
Okay, I would like to hear your opinion on my fellow generals.
If you wish.
What do you think
Anyone in particular?
Well, what do you think of Edmund?
He's in a class of his own, there's no doubt about it. A brilliant mind, but in my opinion, a flawed one as well. He styles himself as superior to everyone else, and that would be just fine if he weren't a man. Or a bigot. I have many friends and enemies that are dwarves or elves or imps, and never have I seen evidence the one is inherently more smart or stupid than the other. In Edmund's mind, though, we are all on par with cattle, which is simply infuriating.
Alright.
If you wish.
How about Henry?
General Henry is the typical man who thinks of himself as an alpha male, whereas he is, of course, an alpha mongrel. He has the refinement of an inbred orc, and the manners to match, but he is a more than adequate officer once the trumpets herald war. Indeed, if he were a bit less brazen and a bit more calculated in his conduct, he might well come to rival Eerie Edmund, if you wish.
What do you feel about Scarlet?
She could stand to be a bit more ladylike in her ways, and many consider her resistance to authority counterproductive in a military setting. But she's wily as a wizard, and tough as mithril nails. Don't ask me why, but I have the feeling she's a troubled girl somehow. A girl, yes, hardly a woman as yet. None of my business, of course. She is here, and she's willing to fight for Rivellon.
I'll take my leave. Hey Henry, what's up?
Well, the Dragon Commander himself. Come, sit, drink with me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's had a few too many. But you'd take to the right too if you had an imp apparatus for an arm. Never told you how I came by this eyesore, did I?
No, you didn't.
'Twas during the great and glorious last stand to save the Empire. Horseshit. We fought like lions so that the king, your bloody father, could scarper with what riches he could hold. But my soldiers did their duty. They died where they stood, and I was left for dead, want of an eye and an arm. Not that any of it mattered. The king's head was shown decorating a stake, like star crowns will the pines come midwinter night. Defeat. Bah. Luckily, a touch of the malt can relieve its bitter taste.
God, man, that's... damn. Despite your dislike of my father, you stood your ground and did your duty. I hope I'll gain your respect so you may stand by me too should the situation arise.
You have the respect of Maxos, and that certainly speaks in your favor. But you'll need to come a long way yet to prove unto me you're not just another pampered prince he yanked away from his mother's teat. So what'll you have then? Mead? Or milk?
I'll have mead.
Ah, to be in the thick of battle. With you calling the shots, it's a joyride rather than a jeopardy.
What do you say, Scarlet? Shall we be victorious in the end?
War is as fickle as the wind sometimes, Commander. The breeze is favouring us at the moment, but it isn't exactly storming in the faces of our opponents either.
How do you feel about the other
About whom,
guys?
Commander?
Catherine?
Bit stuck up, ain't she? That's what a royal title will do to you.
Yep.
She used to be a proper queen and everything, with an entire country at her beck and call. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Me? I don't care for any of that rot. You got nothing. You got nothing to lose.
That's deep. That skeleton barmaid has pumpkins.
About whom, Commander?
How do you feel about Edmund?
Shifty son of a bitch, isn't he? Acting all high and mighty all the time, calling imps idiots, dwarfs dullards, that sort of thing. Makes you wonder if there's a single thing he's not intolerant of. About whom,
How do you
Commander?
feel about
Excellent
General?
chap, that one. Likes his jokes dirty and his liquor plenty. 2 peas in a pod, me and him. Well, on and off, that is. Can fight like a demon unleashed as well. Best to have him on our side.
Alright, see you later. I'm needed in the throne room.
Commander, it is imperative that we should win the war. For our enemies are godless heathens in need of annihilation.
Yes.
To hasten this process, I therefore propose we introduce conscription. For why have young, able-bodied men sit around or do menial tasks when they could be serving in your armies instead?
A race's attitude towards you determines how much support you receive in combat when fighting in their lands. Listen to the councillors and hear their point of view regarding the issue at hand. After making a decision, you'll be able to figure out how happy or angry they are about your choice. Yorick, what are you doing? How did you... never mind, I won't ask.
Here's an imp's perspective, Commander. More soldiers equals bigger battles, and bigger battles equals more explosions. Win-win. Granted, it's a bit of a simplistic perspective, but imps will have their fun, you know.
Alright.
I don't think conscription is a very good idea, Commander. Not only should a life of soldiery be an individual's choice rather than an obligation, but by drafting so many young men into the army, you're draining our economical reserves. So please don't forget your political obligations because of your military ones.
Conscription may have somewhat of an ill ring to it, Commander, but it might be worth consideration nonetheless. There's not a dwarf that won't take up his axe for the Empire, but elves! A three-fingered man could number their volunteers on one hand. Time to get these weaklings into shape.
Commander, even the most peace-loving elf won't deny that in these dark times of war, allowances have to be made which we would otherwise condemn. Conscription, though, goes too far. Let those that wish to fight for our cause do so, but let's not force men away from their families if they feel it is their duty to stand by them.
How do you feel about it, Yorick?
Commander, it is imperative that we should win the war. For our...
Ah, okay. It's a war and all, but the elf's got a point. No.
Your refusal is no more than an encouragement, a celebration even of cowardice. Those who do not step up for the glory of the gods by themselves should have been forced to do so.
Sorry about it, gents. Now let's get back to this. You have a war factory up there. I'll move that warlock over here just to take that territory. I'll move these troopers into this new little place that we found. Get some grenadiers to move and some transport to move over here. But before I continue on that a bit more, I do have some research points that I should use. Now let's see. Let's take a look at advanced. Grenadiers with enhanced explosives. Very tempting. Ooh. I think I want to get the armor's short, sharp shock. Short, sharp shock. Thank you very much. Whoa, sorry. Resume game. Get to the bridge. And let's see this new turn. And turn. Ooh. Alright, dwarves, imps, and undead don't favour me as much as the elves and lizards. Henry unfit to be a general, but don't quote me on that, Lord Edmund confides. So they quoted him anyway. No to conscription, Emperor foolishly plays into enemies' hands. Emperor on winning streak, yet loses keys to Raven. Empire's antisocial behaviour, a source of inspiration. Imp researchers tell all. Ooh. Every decision you make regarding your council, your generals, and your queen will have consequences. Decisions will graduate cards and or gameplay disadvantages. Or advantages. And furthermore influence personal stories of generals and queens. Okay. Your armors will move 50% faster. That's cool, okay, sweet. And Populace is motivated, has increased by 10%. The 7 curse you, your luck is decreased by 2. Oh jeez. What are you doing here?
Fie upon Edmund's pride, Commander. The Lizard Lords have granted him the honor of representing our mighty military on a diplomatic mission of utter import, and he gets his knickers in a twist because it comes with a spot of sacrament alien to our ways.
Okay.
I should think it would be good fun to attend an imp ceremony. Something is bound to blow up. Isn't that what the generals normally like?
Okay. I'll take a look at the bar. Edmund, what's up?
Imps, Commander. Are they not truly the lowliest of all the races? Were it not for the hint of demon cunning in their blood, we most probably wouldn't speak to them as much as serve them for supper with a series of seasonal stuffings. As it is, however, the Lizard Lords have deemed it fit to strengthen the military cooperation between ourselves and those demoniacal dewdrops.
Okay.
I'd exhale an existential sigh upon the hearing of such folly, yet give it no further thought but for one devilish detail in the treaty. It is I, as our foremost general, who must, quite literally, stoop to inspect their armies. An impish high priest will be present, figures fit for farce that are greeted and received with ridiculous amounts of highly ritualized protocol. As Henry might say, Commander, I'd rather lick marmalade from an orc's behind than bow to an imp. My very reason for currying your draconic benevolence at this hour. Certainly I have your blessing to abstain from these grotesque formalities and tend to business rather than etiquette.
I don't know. I don't care if they have you jumping through hoops. If a courtesy is demanded, you must deliver upon it. Such are the rules of diplomacy. Come on, Edmund.
Your wish, my command, et sorry cetera. But if there indeed be hoops, the snapping of little necks will be added to the ritual.
Okay. Talk to you guys later. I'll head back to the bridge. I'm actually getting quite a large amount of money. Oh wait, no! Shoot. I sold my war factory. Now I had to build it again. Oh god, if they attack me now. Right. Emperor subjects general to impish humiliation. They tell you to roll over, you roll over. News from the front, calm before the storm. How you can survive the war. Ah, imps are not liking me as much. I've imp fighter mercenaries though. Alright, I'll head to the throne room.
Commander, I am pleading here today on behalf of a dwarven miner who was cruelly left to his fate by his own kindred. An incident in the mines cost him his leg, and he is too poor to pay for a proper prosthetic one. Henry, your own general, could afford impish machinery, but the dwarves, who easily could as well, will not provide for their stricken fellow. Well, I say they should. Indeed, the state should. We can. So why not do so?
What are your thoughts?
Just like diseases, accidents are simply punishments from the gods. If this misbegotten dwarf lost a leg, he probably took the Seven's names in vain, or forgot to say a prayer before dinner, and they saw it fit to make him attentive of his sin. Paying for his convalescence would be tantamount to forgiving his trespass, which only the gods have the least to do.
There are more with a prosthetic limb than without among us imps. Comes with the territory, I suppose. All those volatile war machines. Most of our top inventors have more metal than meat to them. And of course, it's only fair the government chips in where they can.
Okay.
Oberon's tale is a shocking one, Commander. If this miner suffered such a dreadful injury while working, then the mining corporation in charge should pay for his treatment. And if they won't or cannot, then yes, the nation should.
Okay.
If the state should pay for each and every work accident, for every broken nail and broken leg, we'll be paying through the nose, and it's your finances that'll be crippled. Mark my words, Commander. Listen to that bleeding heart elf, and the treasury will bleed the more for it.
God. Will you institute government healthcare? Yeah.
The people deserve a kind emperor and a generous one too. You are both, Commander.
Thank you. Alright, now time to go to the bar. Is it you, Edmund? Do you want to talk? Wait, what are you doing?
Frightfully boring folk, those lizards, Commander. That general of yours held our high priest hostage with board games and chatter.
Oh god.
Our engineers built a great tower just to blow it up again. A great gift for the envoy of our allies. But did he come and watch? No. Preferred conversation to combustion. What a nincompoop.
Yes, I agree. Edmund?
Commander, no doubt you rejoice at my swift return from the land of imps, that borough of blight, that cyst in civilization. Returned have I to more glorious heights. The gods I'd thank if I believed in any. Do forgive me if I appear exceptionally smug today, but I was very flattered, you see, to witness how my reputation precedes me even into the very crevices of the world. The imps had heard of my approach and my modicum of resentment for their rituals. I was therefore pleasantly surprised to be greeted with a cordial handshake no more. Yes, he was rather an agreeable chap, as a matter of fact. The High Priest, I mean. After the military inspection, we played chess and talked philosophy the night through. It goes without saying I won every game and lacerated his logic like an eagle its prey. But he was not as devoid of all intellect as I had expected his entire species to be. A comforting thought, somehow, knowing you trust them to strap explosive engines to your back.
Sup, Commander?
Nothing, Scarlet, just checking. I can still do more research. We need enhanced explosives. And imp binoculars.
It would seem Edmund has come back from his inspection duties among the imp armies already. I had expected tales of mayhem to precede his reappearance. In fact, I bet Henry the lizards and imps would be at war as soon as he set foot among them. But no. All the better, of course. Though a little disappointing.
Oh, Catherine. Alright. I have my army up here. I'm going to buy more units. Yep. 2 armors and a trooper, and that's a good army, and we will... I will take that small territory right there. I'll have our trooper move over here. Or at least one of them do. Next turn I will strike out against them. Next turn. Unless they strike at me first. Alright, elves, lizards are liking me, imps, undead, and dwarves not so much. Every cripple gets his day, even if it costs the treasury dearly. General has pleasant chat with imp shaman. Never have we been so direly insulted, Trunculo laments. Dragon takes a picked breather. Okay. I can now build gold mines. Okay, I'm going to head to the bar and see what's up. Is it you, Catherine?
Listen here, Commander, for I have a matter of great import that I should like to bring to your attention. In the realm I ruled, that rule was absolute, as was that of my vassals, women all, of course. We concerned ourselves with matters of mastery and the mind. Men with all things menial, according to the natural order.
Yeah.
On this ship, however, I find myself trapped amid so many cocks of the walk, the one more swollen with self-importance than the next, only to discover these pompous windbags actually earn more wages than Scarlet, Prospera, or I do. If anyone, it is we of the superior sex who should sooner receive more silver and gold than those of the savage variety. You'll set right this iniquity, Commander, and you'll do it now.
Okay, I didn't know that they received different salaries. You can calm down, I'll fix this immediately.
Good. So you should. And I hope this is the last of such nonsense I've had to deal with.
Jeez, so violent. Anyway, I think that's all that I have time for today. We didn't do much fighting, but we did do a couple interesting choices, and yeah. I'm glad you guys got to see more of the political aspect of this game, and be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.